welcome back if you're a current subscriber and see my videos before, and if you're new here, welcome. A little bit about myself: my name's Adriana. I am a certified personal trainer, and here on my YouTube channel I talk about PCOS, share my PCOS journey, share workouts. There'll be home workouts, gym workouts that you could do as well, and I show some of my favorite recipes that I love to make. And in one of my previous videos, if you haven't seen it before, I talked about some of the more common diets you'll find when it comes to looking for diets for your PCOS. Now, technically 2 of these diets are mentioned, but I'm making a video on one of them because they're very similar with one distinct difference, and that's going to be the vegan and the vegetarian diets. So that's what we're talking about today. So what we're going to cover is, what is a vegan diet? What is a vegetarian diet? How does it affect PCOS? What are some of the pros and cons, and much more. So a couple of quick notes before we get into today's video. If you haven't already, I highly encourage you to like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me grow and reach more women like yourself and or individuals who want to learn more about PCOS or just interested in it, or in workouts, or about some healthy recipes they can make at home. Honestly, it's just a free way, and again, it really does help me grow and reach a greater audience. Now, I do have 2 other social media channels. I have an Instagram and a TikTok. I'll go ahead and drop the handle right there below at the bottom of the screen. I do post content there on a weekly basis as well. TikTok more of an everyday basis. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, every day. At least I put one video out. Instagram and YouTube, I do post 2 to 3 times a week. So if you want to see more content from me, I think usually my content differs a little bit too. So what you see on YouTube here, it's going to see a longer format and more in depth than you would see on my Instagram or on my TikTok. So again, highly recommend. That way you don't miss out on anything and any of my future videos. But let's go ahead and get into today's topic. So let's start off with, what is a vegan diet, and then what is a vegetarian diet? So they're both 2 different plant-based diets they're 2 different plant-based diets. So they're both plant-based, but again, there's just one difference between the both of them. So the vegan diet does include vegetables, grains, nuts, seeds. It doesn't allow for any animal product. So no meat, no seafood, no eggs, no dairy. So that's going to be your milk, your butter, your cream, your cheese. So it doesn't allow for anything that comes from an animal. Now, when it goes down to the vegetarian diet, it also includes your vegetables, your nuts, your grains, your seeds, your fruits. But this diet does allow for some animal product. It doesn't allow meat, so you still can't have meat, poultry, or seafood. But what it does allow is for you could have eggs, you could have dairy, so you could still have your milk, your yogurt, your cheese, your cream, your butter. So those are byproducts of animals. Yeah, byproducts made from animals. That's not like meat and literally that. Anyways, moving on. So now that we know the difference, let's look at how it affects PCOS. So a plant-based diet is naturally high in fiber and in nutrients that helps lowering down your LDL, which is going to be your low density lipoprotein, aka your bad cholesterol. It also could help with reducing inflammation, increase insulin sensitivity, help with weight loss and or management, and other symptoms when it comes to PCOS. In a plant-based diet for PCOS, you have to focus on foods that are part of the low glycemic index. So these are foods that slowly raise your blood sugar levels, and which in turn is going to help with your insulin resistance. So low glycemic foods don't consist of any refined carbs. Now, a quick reminder on what insulin resistance is. It's always great to have a recap, or if you don't know, it's very important to know if you got PCOS and you possibly may have insulin resistance. But I mentioned in previous videos, insulin resistance is when the body cannot properly absorb glucose, so the pancreas overproduces insulin. Now, glucose raises insulin levels, and too high of insulin levels can lead to increased levels of androgens, aka your male hormones, aka known as testosterone. And also oxidative stress, which is inflammation. So it triggers inflammation and overproduction of androgens. When it comes down to the vegetarian diet, which allows for some animal product, it is easier to obtain protein within this diet. So having a healthy balance of protein in your diet, having a healthy balance of protein in your diet along with fiber will help with your satiety. So satiety is a feeling of feeling full when you eat. So you're going to eat a meal and then you're not going to be hungry within an hour. So what this helps is with weight loss, building muscle, weight management, and helping metabolism. It also helps with cravings and improves your energy levels. The consumption of vitamin and nutrient-rich foods and with weight loss or weight management helps with PCOS and to ovulate and regulate menstrual cycles. Now that we covered that, what are some drawbacks when it comes to the vegan and vegetarian diet? I almost missed my train of thought there. But if you like this video so far, go again if you can. Hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate it. Really, it's gonna help push this video forward so I can continue making videos like this. And hopefully it won't be as chaotic as today because I am in the process of moving, so I have boxes everywhere in this apartment. You can't see this now because the camera's facing me and all my boxes are on the other side. So it's gonna be a very chaotic week. So, all right, let's go back into these drawbacks. What are some of these drawbacks? When it comes to the vegan diet, it's easy to consume refined carbs, which can lead to insulin resistance. Again, refined carbs does raise your blood sugar levels. And also there is a limited choice of protein. I mean, you still have your lentils and you have your chickpeas, you can add that in, but your carb intake is going to be a lot higher than your protein intake. Also, your other sources of protein that you could get in is going to be through tofu or soy. So you're very limited into the protein intake when it comes to the vegan diet. And again, protein is important for building muscle, enhancing your mood, helps with feeling full, helps with your energy levels. And the other thing that's a drawback when it does come down to the vegan diet is not only you're limited down to your protein intake, you're gonna be limited to what you could eat when you go out with your friends. I've personally experienced this. A couple of my girlfriends are vegans, like going out to a restaurant, finding vegan friendly options that sound awesome and delicious is a little harder, or you have to make more requests when it comes down to your dinner by removing animal products outside of your meal of choice. For example, trying to think back to this one I went maybe about a month ago. It was like a cheesy cauliflower dish. So I mean, I do this too, so I understand it, but just putting into perspective this story, she had to ask for the cauliflower to be baked with no cheese. I guess they were able to put some kind of spices on it. The other thing, she was like, again, this is going back, you're more susceptible to eating refined food. Now you're outside, you're out here with your girlfriends, you're having fun, and the only other safe thing you could order in this bar while we're waiting to get into speakeasy is French fries. It's processed, it's refined, it's not healthy. So you're very limited into going out socially, into what you can eat or what you can eat and what you cannot eat. So I highly recommend before going out, if you do a vegan or vegetarian diet, is to look up the menu beforehand, kind of figure out that situation. Also, it makes it a little bit more difficult to be hitting your macros as well. So your macros are your fat, your carbs, and your protein. So following this diet makes it a little bit more difficult. Also, when it's going to come down actually to both of these diets, both the vegan and the vegetarian diets, you are going to be susceptible to nutrient deficiencies just because this is a very restrictive diet. So keep that in mind. You will probably have to use additional supplements to make sure you get adequate B12, B6, iron, calcium is a huge one. So you make sure you hit those nutrients part of your diet so it doesn't create any medical issues later on. But overall, you want to talk to your registered dietitian or your doctor about what in that situation. But another thing is some of these vegan products that are now currently made, because I know it's becoming more popular, same thing with like the gluten-free products. There's a lot of vegan products that are coming out that are like vegan crackers, vegan cookies, all that. Those tend to be over processed as well, so they're not going to be the healthiest option either, or even a healthy substitute for some things that you normally enjoy. Another thing that's very important when we're talking about food products is reading the ingredient labels. Very big on this, because say, for example, mayonnaise. You normally won't think of it, but it does have animal products in it. It does have eggs in it. So as a vegan, you cannot have this product. Looking at certain sauces, as say you want to make buffalo cauliflower, make sure the sauce doesn't have any dairy products in it. This goes for a lot of foods out there that you have to double check and look through the ingredient list. That's going to also apply to some vegetarians as well, but mostly towards vegans. So now that we're went over the vegan diet, let's get into a vegetarian diet. So like I said, the vegetarian diet is also susceptible to refined carbs, limited choice of protein, and possible nutrient deficiencies and over-processed food products. So while you can have some animal products, it is important to plan out your meals and to make sure you hit your needed nutrients and macros. And again, I did mention the nutrient deficiencies, so your vitamin B12, vitamin D, calcium, iron. You have to have additional supplements. So now we went over some of the pros and cons. Let's go over what's actually part of the vegan diet and what's part of the vegetarian diet. So in a typical vegan diet, you'll find fruits, the vegetables, legumes, peas, beans, lentils, nuts, seeds, bread, rice, quinoa, pasta. You could have dairy alternatives. You could. So you could have your almond milk, you have coconut milk, cashew milk, soy milk. I know there's a lot of products out there now that are like almond-based or cashew-based yogurt. So those are great alternatives for dairy, so you're not going to miss out too much. You also do have like plant-based butters as well. But you're also going to but most of the time you're going to be going towards tofu or soy when it comes to getting your protein intake. So again, there's going to be no animal products when it comes to the vegan diet, no milk, butter, yogurt, meat, poultry, seafood, and anything that's going to be pre-made that has animal product in it, like mayonnaise. In the vegetarian diet, all the same applies as in the vegan diet, except for those certain animal products. So you could still have your eggs, you could still have your milk, your dairy, dairy products, so your milk, your yogurt, your cream, and your cheese. Now, the vegan and vegetarian diets do have some benefits when it does come to PCOS, but it is, again, repeating, it is a restrictive diet. And it needs to be very well planned out if you want to reap the benefits of this diet. And if you want to reap the benefits of this diet. So I highly recommend talking to your registered dietitian, talking to your doctor. Those are the only people who are going to be allowed to actually make you a full-on meal plan with your macros and nutrients. No one else can. So if you come across someone, I'm a personal trainer, so if you come across someone who says they can make you a meal plan, registered dietitian or your doctor are the only ones who can specifically make you meal plans, especially if you have a medical condition. So I highly recommend talking to your RD or your doctor if this is a diet that you're interested in doing and think it may be a right course of action for you and your PCOS. So we went over a lot today. A lot of information. Some of the information was repetitive. I kind of feel like the diet, like the vegan and vegetarian diets, are kind of more self-explanatory. Again, very restrictive, not too much to go over on what you can or cannot eat. But if you have experience with this diet, you're thinking about doing this diet, you know someone who does this diet, I'd love to hear about it. So go ahead and drop a comment below. I want to see what your thoughts are about this diet. Is this a diet you do? If you are currently doing it, how are you enjoying it? How has it affected your PCOS? I want to hear it all, and I'm sure my other viewers will love to hear more about it too if you're considering doing this diet. So to wrap up this video, if you've enjoyed it and you would like to see more videos like this, I am coming out with more videos talking about diets and PCOS, and going to continue doing my Talking PCOS series as I get more in depth about different things with PCOS. I recommend hitting that notification button so you don't miss out on those future videos, and that subscribe button so you'll always be up to date when a new video comes out. And thank you so much for those who have already subscribed and are currently supporting my channel. I truly, truly appreciate it. Again, it really helps me grow and it does mean a lot. And it's a free way to show support. But with that being said, I will wrap it up here and continue packing, and I'll see you at the next video.